That's some doorbell.
Today I'm reviewing the very final episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We will also get to know a new Skeletor henchman a bit better, Cobra Khan. Now, Cobra Khan was probably my second favorite new Skeletor henchman introduced in Season 2, along with Whiplash.
Let's see how they like my mist of sleepiness.
I haven't had a chance to really discuss Cobra Khan, mainly because he only appeared in 7 episodes during He-Man's second season, and sadly most of the episodes aren't really worth mentioning. A few exceptions though are his debut episode Disappearing Dragons, which I mentioned during the Granomir episode reviews. Then there's the episode Freddy Cat, which has only a so-and-so plot, but is actually pretty hilarious in the numerous ways it points out the stupidity of the Dragon Walker.
All the fun.
Hurry, they're getting away.
There's also The Magic Falls, an episode where Cobra Khan is transformed into a human to fool the king. This episode is worth seeing for its subtle plot and also for some hilarious moments with Orko. And yes, Cobra Khan does appear in the episode we're about to discuss. Now, fans seem to have a particular preference when it comes to the season finale. The same way there are actually 2 first episodes of He-Man, with the Cosmic Comet being the first episode by production code, while Diamond Ray of Disappearance is clearly supposed to be the series pilot. Many fans consider the problem with Power to be the true series finale for He-Man. I will admit that it is a very unique episode with a serious storyline where Adam gives up being He-Man because he thinks he's killed someone by accident. It shows the one and only time that the magic words Adam uses to transform back to normal are "let the power return."
Let the power return!
It also features Teela going on a suicide mission to stop Skeletor's plot, and ends with He-Man carrying Teela into the sunset. Yes, a pretty cool episode, if you ignore the dumb game of keep away that He-Man and Skeletor play before the monumental death scene. However, as good as the problem with Power is, I think people unnecessarily ignore the real final episode of He-Man and Masters of the Universe. So I decided, just for the hell of it, to finish off this year's He-Man episode reviews with it. Here it is, episode 130, The Cold Zone. This episode begins oddly enough with Cobra Khan coming to the heroes requesting He-Man's aid. The eternal flame of the Reptons, Cobra Khan's people, has been put out, and without it the Reptons will succumb to hibernation. Khan leads the heroes to the Reptons' caves and even rescues Duncan at one point, winning the heroes' trust. However, once the heroes get down to the caves, they are captured and accused of putting out the flame. They are brought to King Pythos and try to explain that they were trying to help. However, the Reptons claim that someone witnessed them put out the fire. And who is the witness? Cobra Khan, obviously. So the heroes end up captured and Cobra Khan strikes a deal with Pythos. If he can restore the eternal flame, he'll become king. However, the royal jester, Scales, is suspicious of Cobra Khan and witnesses him pull out the ice crystal he used to put out the flame. Khan is in for a nasty surprise though when he realizes that the flame isn't reigniting. Scales comes to the aid of the heroes who are trying to escape. Duncan deduces that the eternal flame gets its power from an underground magma source, and that the whole collapsed when the flow was stopped by Khan. So He-Man takes the stalactite and drills his way down to the magma, reigniting the flame. Khan and the Reptons surprise the heroes, and Scales speaks in their defense. The king realizes that Khan has been playing him the whole time, has him arrested, and subjects him to the worst humiliation of all, becoming Scales' assistant. Now, The Cold Zone is a pretty stock episode overall, but it has enough unique elements to keep it interesting. It's the series' one and only appearance of the Landshark, a vehicle that's roughly the villain's equivalent of the attack track.
Landshark!
They also play around with the animosity between Track and the Shark, which is also pretty hilarious.
Nice day. Now cut that out.
The heroes also face a monster called the Korlak, which those of you with good memory will instantly recognize as a recolor of the giant monster from Song of Solis. And of course, He-Man once again defeats a huge tentacle monster by tying its tentacles together. Also, the episode strangely succeeds in endowing the audience with genuine scientific knowledge about reptiles, since the reptons, being reptiles, will go into hibernation when it gets too cold. It's never explained though why the reptons couldn't just go above ground where it's warmer. What I really like about this episode is just the idea of it showing the race of one of the villains from the series. We never see another character on the show who's exactly like one of Skeletor's other villains, so I find it refreshing to see the reptons. Also, I like the fact that the reptons seem fairly normal and not stereotypically mean or evil as lizard people. Scales is a funny character, though once again, it's just Lou Scheimer with a different voice filter.
By my beard, there's something strange going on here. Even stranger than the fact that I don't have a beard.
The Cold Zone may feel like a slightly anti-dramatic episode to end the series on, but I personally find it entertaining enough to be worth watching. The Problem of Power is a better quote-unquote finale episode, but I also think that this one is one of the highlight episodes of the season's second half. And that's the He-Man episode reviews for this year. Next year, I may do more He-Man videos or even She-Ra. I've had fun looking over He-Man's second season, and I hope you have all checked out the episodes I've recommended. That's all from me for now. Until next time, I have the power, so can you.